So, hi. I will just put the link onto my page here and then pick some cards. Or actually, I will start without the cards. I will just talk a bit. If no one drops in quickly, then I will pick cards. And I can speak in Swedish, obviously, also. I will just see how this works out. Yes, it does. Okay, so now I have this idea. Others don't pick it up though. I don't think when it comes to my page there, I will have to tone it down. Sometimes I put others links and so on, but it is messages as well as songs and so on. But since I don't think, I mean, sometimes probably it reaches someone it's for, but also I think it really it doesn't register for some. So I think I will have to keep it on a more normal level, I guess. Anyway, so to start out, now when the autumn begins again, or the end of the summer begins, maybe you could say, I then start up with certain groups that I have. The medicine wheel, for one, that I do every year. So if someone is interested in any of these, please let me know. And also, what was I going to say there? But quickly, because they start up quite soon then. So, I mean, within a week, you need to tell me. So, yeah, that, I mean, and also if you have questions, that was what I was going to say. If you have questions about what that is and what I do and so on, you can chat now live and maybe I can answer them. As well as the tarot education, divination, that is. What else do I do? Yeah, and also I think I haven't actually any new ones now, but I will initiate in Reiki. I've started a bit, but yeah. So those are, aside from other things that I do then. But I guess you have heard about that. I really can't. When I try to mention to someone exactly what I do, it's a little bit difficult. But my sweet sister did these pamphlets things to me where she mentioned a few things. Haven't used them a lot, but they are great for me at least. And here it says, for example, the mediumship guidance, tarot divination, the shamanistic, then even shamanic healing and so on. That path, and medicine wheel and Reiki and other healing practices, as well as Ayurveda, for example, health counseling, testing the pulse, and you actually check wholeness, but and also alchemic therapy is one thing I do, which is awesome. I mean, there are many things included in the medicine wheel, by the way, since I have quite a toolbox by now. Not box, tool box, yeah, you say. Anyways, by now, so I can use several of these practices even in the medicine wheel, since they are very useful. There are certain techniques when you in the communication and so on that is very valuable when it comes to, for example, when you practice in the West. But anyways, so you start in the medicine wheel in the South, when it's mostly on the physical level, and you illuminate this. You let go of all stories and so on. It can be a very smooth journey in one way if you take it more on I mean, it's deep always, things, even if you plant a seed, it can have a huge impact and really, really change someone's lives. But also you can intentionally really go deeper, dive harder, so to speak. And yeah, I mean, it's up to each person what they prefer. But all of it can be very life-changing and rewarding, whatever way you do it in, and there is no stress in the process. So anyway, so the Western is about the mind and emotions, and that is the toughest passage, I would say, for most anyways. And then the soul level and the spirit level. So, and to be able to perceive on the level of the soul. I mean, we all journey through this, I think, without being very aware of them now and then. It's not like we are totally disconnected, but we can become more and more aware of our greater selves, and to be able to perceive in that way, we need to loosen up some of our egos. The identification of the ego, yeah, and there are very soft and inspiring methods, you could say, to do so. Yeah, but there is so much you could do. I mean, there is always more and more and more, and also the witchy things, not the least, that I do. That is also another thing, but that's kind of included. All of these go a little bit hand in hand. Also, I don't have a place to practice that, but I do Marma, which is it's like acupressure, but comes from India. Marma treatment, as well as chakra flow massage, those kinds of things. Yeah, and I love to do them more. I really love to do them more. I have like I bend very easily, if you say, my joints and so I can't really full time do massages. My fingers or hands wouldn't cope with that, because I was very into that before, but I realized I can't do that so much. But I would love to do it at least every day or so. But yeah, we will see. Yeah, but these are a few of the things that I do. And if someone is curious about any of it, here obviously I use divination, and there is a difference that is not always clear also when it comes to that. The divination, when I used that, scrying also was actually a topic when I did this the other day. Some meditation in Reiki and so on. Someone asked about scrying, and in Swedish skådan. Then it's like, to me, that is, I mean, everything is also communication and messages, but it's also like you can see into something, and I think it's also communication with that certain element. Let's say if it will be clouds or fire or water or so on, trees, even whatever, or even just in soil, like you could actually scry into that. I can do that very easily, but actually in everything very easily, and it's rather that you become so familiar with your inner vision so that you can see it with your eyes open, and the messages become revealed differently through various elements, though. But so it's not the same as divination, I wouldn't say, but it can be that as well. But when it comes to cards and runes and so on, it's very much, in my case, it's very much that I've learned, although it's intuitive. I mean, over the years, I think actually from the beginning, although I never thought about it like intuitively, I kind of knew what something meant when a card popped up, but I didn't. I mean, 100% knows for certain. So therefore, I usually say that I just read the general message of the cards. But obviously, I use more of the intuition than I say. But I don't communicate with the spirit world or get messages like that, like in being a channel for that communication when I do card readings or so on. Although I think the cards themselves, I mean, the divine communicates through everything all the time to us. So obviously that is a communication, but it's not me channeling that the messages or images directly. Only time that could be the case is when I use my blank card. They are just white, but they are a real tarot deck kind of that was meant to paint on. But I realized I saw images in them, so I kept them that way. But then I scry in them, and so that kind of is a mixture of all of these three variations. And I think that's yeah, it's cool for other people to see and to be able to themselves pick cards, or when it comes to I Ching, to take that pile of sticks and be part of the process and see that physically, aside from someone coming and telling what they have experienced inside. It's like also when you do journeying, inner journeys of various kinds, for example, meeting your power animal or so on. It's totally different if someone else tells you. So I can be a medium in that sense and share what I see, and usually that is correct. I get the confirmation constantly about that. So even things I didn't know, but it's way more powerful if you do those kinds of journeying yourself. And so much of my passion, I mean, I'm passionate about all of this, but much of it is also to help others tap into this potential. I feel like I'm super blessed in all kinds of ways. And I guess, I mean, I feel blessed on the material sense as well. I have everything I need. I just maybe least because I don't focus on that much. I don't care about that too much. So yeah, it's not maybe very visual to others how rich I feel. I feel like I have all the treasures in the world and I just want to share them. You know, I want others to discover that they have them too, and everyone does. Yeah. So not everyone is interested in them though. Yeah. So I don't know if I should pick cards about these things, since no one is here, or maybe I should do like pick a card since no one is here. I don't know if I should go deeper into describing these various things, but I don't know what level of knowing about this that you are on. Usually, also aside from the work that I do when others contact me, it happens pretty often that I pick up communication from someone's relatives that have passed, or just pick up information about how someone feels, or it could also be pets and so. And then I heal them, or I help them, or I contact, if it's a person, I contact them and ask if they want to hear what I've seen. And depending on the answer, then usually it's a yes. I tell, yeah. So, and then I have for free, obviously, when it's me contacting them. But yeah, what else? So, anyways, it would be more easy if I had questions, if I knew anything you wonder about. I mean, there are no stupid questions, and I don't know for sure if I would be to create and answer everything, even if sometimes it's very difficult to put into words. You know, it's very I mean, it is experiential, this path. You have to, it doesn't matter if you explain it, yeah, to some degree, but it comes down to eventually the experience of it anyway. So anyways, I will pick some cards here to just inspire myself, since I'm without questions right now. Maybe I should pick some cards about these different things, though. I wonder if there is something else that I really love. Muscle testing is another thing that I do, but I really choose that, and I don't do it for everyone all the time. I'm actually not doing that with all of these things. The mediumship, I offer that to anyone. That's my main thing, so to speak. What I'm best at. But the other things depends also, because if I do a reading, mediumship reading for someone, then I would get guidance about what is most needed. So I think that's a better start also, even if they would ask for something else, actually, because that may not be what would be most beneficial for them. So, yeah. But there are many other things involved in these. I mean, each of these various things, you could dive however deep in them. I mean, Ayurveda it's huge, it's vast, and then the same thing with the Wicca or witchy things, and I mean, yeah, there is no end to it. And also, each of these divination tools, I Ching is one thing that you could study forever. Even I guess tarot and runes and so on, maybe, but especially maybe I Ching. I feel sometimes I just want to keep doing it. Sometimes I want to focus in on one of these things that I love to do, but there is so much out there, and yeah. The moment you realize that you don't have to control it all, you can just flow with it, especially when it's so entwined, everything. I mean, it connects to what is real and what works. Then you really don't, it doesn't become so complicated, or it doesn't feel like it's opposing things, as well as when it comes to religious belief systems and so on. Also, at the core, there is an essence, in it that speaks through many various images, you could say, or stories. Yeah. So, yeah, as usual, I don't plan these. I just pop up in here when I feel inspired from 1 second to the next, kind of thing. So I have no real plan in this, but I wait and see if there is someone coming with some questions to the cards or to me about these things. And now I actually also have the telephone, the TV on. I usually don't have it on ever, almost. But anyways, and they have this lottery thing where, whatever, Kino, by the way, think about her tarot. But anyways, so the other night I actually saw some numbers. I wrote them down. I didn't know how to use them. It's like was a roulette wheel kind of thing. Maybe I should somehow. I've never seen something like that before. It could be good to see sometimes if you need it. Yeah. Anyway, right. So I'll just pick a card here for a few of these things. Maybe I should just keep talking about them a bit. We'll see. And also, when it comes to the shamanic path, this is very random. I know it's not very, as I said, planned or structured, but that is Munaki, as it called, the tradition that come from Alberto Villoldo. That means the energy of love. So it's strong and efficient, this path or this way of working, and it goes very much hand in hand with a lot of other things that I've done, and that others do in various traditions, you could say, more or less at least. But this path is very much about this loving energy. That's like the center. That's the core of it. So although strong, and it can be difficult to go through certain things within, for example, this medicine wheel, and so it's still it rests in the heart space, you could say. It's about love all the way through, as well as everything I do is about healing, and also awakening or reawakening or becoming aware of our potential, who we truly are, our power, which is not over others, but awareness of who we are. And that is also something that's what Ayurveda does as well. That's the main goal. Yeah. So yeah, that path is it's a path to find very much self-love also. Yeah. I wonder when I say like that, it feels like everything actually is that. But yeah, also some of the tools, let's say oracle cards or tarot cards and so on, those depend pretty much on the practitioner as well. They depend on your interpretation, obviously, or your worldview or your reference points. Yeah. So that can vary. The intent of the practitioner have great impact. Sometimes maybe the whole of it almost. But when the teaching at its core is about love or that energy of love, then that is like obviously what you do, and how to also train ourselves to perceive through the eyes of love, you could say, of the heart. Yeah. Well, maybe I should do like 3. You can. Maybe I should do 5, because it feels like short with 3. I will pick 3. And then I say 3. I always say 3. I wonder why. Maybe I should do 3 then. Well, I do 3 now and see if someone goes. Yeah. So choose 1, 2, or 3 if you have a question, or if you just randomly want to see what you get as an answer here. But if you make a silent question by yourself, then it's easier that you get a clearer answer. Although if I know the question, then it would be even easier for me to help you interpret it. But if you probably can pick it up anyway, if you have listened to this far, and then you have patience with me. So, and also there is a different thing when it comes to the shamanic work. Then you track for possibilities and so on, while it seems like you are stuck or like focus on fate very much when you do card readings or so on, as when you look into the future with the cards and so. But you actually never do, as I have been taught, and as I see it, you read the energy of the past, but the cards show us also where those past energy, where the energy flow where it will land in the future, if that energy keep going in the direction where it goes. And that is where you can tap into that energy and change that flow to what you truly want, instead of what is more possible. You can, or I mean what's more probable, you can go for everything is possible actually. So yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, I will pick 3 cards, or I don't know how many cards, but I will 3 piles, let's say. It's also easier always to interpret more, several cards together than just one. So, but I usually do that anyways. Maybe it's laziness. I mean, like this, or otherwise I do a layout or so. Okay, number 1. Oh, here we got the Magician. In here, it's actually in the Kikoli Tarot. It's actually a little girl holding a wand or staff, actually, um, with the face of the jaguar in front. And I feel like this all the time. I don't know if it's only me or something. When I see these cat animals like a jaguar or so on in an image, I see conscious like a human face, like inside of, I see the mask of the animal. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the eyes kind of, they are so aware in a certain, so it seems like someone conscious is hiding behind that animal's and that is probably it. I mean, never mind. So but this is the Magician card, and this means also that you are competent, and as this card shows this jaguar, I believe that you are also shaman, or have these or maybe you are looking into it, because this is a young child. Many of those in this deck is, but or are. But anyway, it's also, you see her little tail there. It's like almost she's growing into this. It maybe feels like almost a mask now. Although you have experienced a lot, and you have, and also if you have ears actually here. Maybe you feel like you don't fully identify with it yet, but you have too much knowing and experiences to deny it as well. So you are growing into this, but you also have to let it take time, and let yourself become accustomed to who you are and your potential. Because this, I think she's somewhat she's still walking kind of, not hesitantly maybe, but a little bit, yeah, a little bit so. And that's good. It's good to take it slow. So there is strong potential here, and a lot of capacity for doing these things that I do. If you are not already doing them, I still feel that you question yourself somewhat. Although the card itself doesn't mean that, but the image in it seemed like that to me. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, because she holds this staff with this jaguar face in front of her, kind of, but she is the one having the tail and the ears, and so one can wonder also which one is the mask, you know. Maybe it starts to shift a bit, and she realizes that, wow, that's not the mask. And the one I thought I was, how I saw myself before, that was actually the mask I was holding. And this may be the true self, who knows. And then we also see a bird cage here with a bird in it. So I feel this is very much also about liberation and liberating. It's a red bird in there. I mean, it's some kind of passion actually, and someone who feels a bit frustrated, or caged, trapped in a way. Also, she's standing in a room, not out in the wild, let's say, or nature. I think this is, yeah, there is a real transformation going on here, when it comes to the way you see yourself, because you kind of, if you say no too much in a good way, you can't go back in what you understand and see from where you are now. And this is very much, the number 1 itself is very much a start on a new journey. So a great journey. The major arcana. And this can be in many levels of life. I mean, this also can represent your, let's say, animal nature or instinctual. You becoming one. Your yeah, your intellectual senses and so on. Now it starts to rain again, and I love it so much. May oh, how slowly I speak. Actually, she have paws here on her feet. I've never seen that before. I think at least one. Yeah, it's a little dark here, but yeah, yeah, you're transforming, and you want to free yourself more. Yeah, but yeah, you're in the middle of it. I feel it's very much in the beginning, so you don't fully trust it, but you couldn't avoid it as well because you have gone too far down the rabbit hole. Let's say, if you call it. So that's for number one. I will just not talk more about that. But you're really great at this. Don't doubt yourself. You're very competent. And you are discovering so many truths right now. And discovering that you knew them kind of and have this capacity in yourself. You don't see it so much. I mean, you don't look at others so much as what you are capable of yourself. But you need to free yourself from those limits that you have lived in before. Hey, baby. Now my real panther can come here. Yeah, she's really a cougar, this one. Hey, baby. The sweetest of all. I can't believe I have this live cougar because she's not like I've met, and I've had cats before and met cats before, but this one is nothing like them. She's very, very cozy and sweet, but she's also totally wild. I mean, wild. She's not a tamed cat. Yeah. Even though over the years since I've had her, I mean, you can brush her now, and she's very cozy and want to be close when she pleases, but she have this, as easily you can get someone biting you in the arm or, or attacking your calf or your leg. But I mean, yeah, she's super sweet though. I love her so much. I can't even describe. Yeah, that was for number one. But yeah, she came here right now. Okay, now the number two here. Okay, if you choose number two. Now this is someone who really, really needs to relax. Many get this nowadays. I mean, many who seek guidance. This in various decks, the same card, which is about burnout. There are so many fishes in the sea, or what it is, or frogs, or whatever it is here. She's sitting in the an aquarium here. So, and the fishes are flying around in the room. It seems like also something is off in that sense. I mean, they are a little bit strange, these Kekoli tarot sometimes. But it also seems like they are a little bit off in the sense then that you position yourself. Yeah, this is what the card says very much, that you are very empathic also, and you pick up others' emotions and so on, and you position yourself in a trapped place rather than, you know, as this aquarium kind of thing represents, that you sit there while the fishes and all others fly around. You should not be trapped. You should not limit yourself so that others can be free. You should be free. Others can be where they are. I mean, that's fishes should be in water probably, but yeah. Anyways, that's not your thing. You should not also trade. You should not change place with others to kind of be helpful. Oh, I love this sound of the rain. Yeah. You know, I think the reason you are at this place almost like burnout or almost hitting the wall, kind of. And also you become a little bit, not crazy, but you lose a little bit perspective in various ways. Hey, baby. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, anyway, so I wonder also if there is a chain there, actually, at the back of her head. I never saw that before. Hey, baby. Yeah. So it's like you really, really, truly need to rest, because if you don't, then you not will lose your mind, but you will get really, really distorted in your views. I mean, you will not see clearly what you need to do, or you know, yeah. I wonder if there will be lightnings and stuff. It got suddenly super bright now. Anyways, yeah, I will hear. So yeah, yeah, I see. There is something holding you back. Like, I mean, there is like a chain almost to the wall. Maybe it's that crown on your head connected to the chain. Actually, maybe the fears. Corona, means crown. Maybe the fears around that, or maybe actually you have some sort of limitations, and also believe very much in limitations here. If so, that you could lift that off, you could be free from it, but your fear keep you trapped here. Yeah. And at this moment, the advice here is to really not do much. Maybe find a more comfortable place than the aquarium to sit in, but and lift off the chains and the demands and everything. But actually, there is this card suggests that you should not uh, do anything else than rest. You really need to totally rest. To breathe is good to do, but aside from that, no demands at all. Even not read. Sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves, specifically. Oh, she's going nuts now. Yeah, specifically in our society, about like being productive or doing something. If we should relax, we should at least read a book, whatever. Even if it's a novel, we should kind of be active somewhat in some way. That's like the good way to be, but you don't have to. You can just be is enough. And that's actually what you need. You need to let go of all kinds of pressure and demands on you, and just let yourself recover in a sense, whether it's from too much going on or what it is. But anyways, that's what you need, and you need to let your mind and your thoughts slow down. Yeah, very much so. Okay, and then we have the third card. Then maybe I keep going for five. Then if no one comes, but now I didn't say it before. I can't do that then. So it's the third now. Oh, this is the one. All of these that come up is the Kikoli, actually, although I have it mixed with two other decks. So here we have the Knight of Wands that we used to laugh about somewhat, me and my sister. Here it's she's actually wonder what this means in this particular case, but there is someone riding kind of a pig here, full speed, and she's riding quickly. Among some candy sticks. Candy canes, or what you say. That's like the ones here. And candy. So I've never actually interpreted this card this way, but this is someone who tried to change their life, I feel. To be more active. This pig made me think about this. This is kind of a fat pig, but he's running or she's running. And not looking towards these candy, sugars, and so on. So I think this is someone who really trying to change that, the lifestyle, whether it's connected to how you eat or nourishment or activity or both. And I think it's going quite well. I mean, it will take some time, but this is the fire energy of the wands, and that is quite quick still. That's not a slow energy. Yeah, so if that is something you who wanted number 3 as a card wonder about, then I would say this would go perfectly well. And also, this is an adventure, not like a chore. I mean, you are up for many adventures. You're very, yeah, you like when things are, yeah, adventurous is the best word for it actually. So I think you don't really want to be numb or stopped by these habits or what it is that may limit you. So I think you take control of this instinctual nature of yours because she's writing this big, and yeah, although it can be tempting, I think you will go for more than that. You will realize that it actually blocks you from things you want, and to go for things you want and need much more, or you don't even need this. So I think you are fully on your way to be able to do this, to charge ahead, and also to have some patience with the physical results. They may not, I mean, it have to take some time before that manifests in the physical, but it surely will quickly if you keep on the path here. As I said, I've never interpreted this card exactly this way, but still it stands out to me so clearly now. So I maybe you know that that is for you. I hope so. Number 3 there, right? So no one is here. Maybe I should just stop. It becomes a lot of sounds around with the rain, although I love it. So I think maybe I should. Oh, now I dropped some cards. I will just see if I can pick them up and tell you what they are. I think it was only one, or sorry about that sound. Yeah, it was actually one. Oh, sorry. It was only one card, and it's a lion. And actually, someone's birthday was yesterday. Obviously, lion. It's that time of the year. It's a very beautiful lion here. Maybe this is for that person who wouldn't listen to this, I'm sure. But anyways. Meanwhile, I had a dragon party. Anyways, moving on. Here. It says patient, regal, a complete master. Wow. It's this card. This is from the Animal Spirit, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck oracle card, and he looks very. This line looks so peaceful. It's very beautiful. So the lion is the master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all but known intimately by few. I think this actually is very true for this one. Some people, no, some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Oh, the ice cream truck. Oh, what a temptation. I must have known my tree there. Oh, don't get tempted now. See, this is something you can just rule out from your consciousness. You don't need that. Take something better. Okay, no. Where was I? Yeah. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. That's very beautiful. So I will just leave you with that, and I will check in some other day. Bye for now.